Hey y'all, Jamie from Homesteading here, and you might be able to see the wind's kicking up a little bit. We've already had a little bit of a cold front come through, but we are going to have temperatures that could get to freezing, which is very out of the norm for us. It's so close that I'm trying to take precautions, so we're going to go through and harvest some things today. And I've seen something that I think you might want to see. We're babysitting what was my grandma's dog and is now Meemaw's dog, Cricky. So she's a little one-eyed chihuahua. Well, this is one of them I've picked already. And, you know, it's pretty big. But then there's this one. We're going to have to get a weight on that one. And my husband has a scale in his. And you can see this one's still super shiny. So this one could still probably go a little bit. But this is a beast. So I will absolutely be growing this again, because it just keeps putting on more and more fruit. And one is enough to make an entire lasagna for our family. So I mean, it's just so much food. I'm gonna have to bring some to my parents, and I'm trying to remember to move plants like this. Vicks, I'll show you. I've got the plumerias moved up under here, the papayas moved up under here. So this shade cell is going to be my frost fabric, just in case. But anything that's a little bit more sensitive, or just usually is in this shade, is over here. And I took care of that the other day, because it's supposed to get super cold like a month before our first frost, our first predicted frost. And it could freeze, it could not freeze, but either way, I don't want these plants that I've put a lot of time, money, and energy into to get murdered by it. I figure if I don't protect them, it will freeze. If I do protect them, it won't freeze. It's like right in between where we could or couldn't. So I'm going to err on the side of caution and keep things protected as much as possible. And I'm on a crunch time. Let's do this. So since I'm on a crunch time, we're going to go through and do one-handed harvest without damaging things as much as possible. And then as soon as I can, I will add a weight on this guy, because that is massive. This is a very large basket. Look at the size difference. And this one was ready, and this one's not ready. And then there's another one down here that I think I'm going to need 2 hands for. Otherwise it's going to drop to the ground. Let's see if y'all can see like that. There we go. We'll add that to the collection, and I think there's at least one more. I did get frost fabric to put in along this bed and the next bed, but I think that's all it's going to cover. I think the tomatoes are going to have to come out, so I'll show you those in just a minute. Y'all, we just went through and harvested a bunch of peppers the other day. And I've got that many more, and they're all hanging over the side of the beds. And this one is ready, and it's got a hole in it, so hopefully some of that'll be useful. But that one looks lovely. And then look, we have a whole nother mess of them. So I will try to put these plants in the bed to get them covered. But all these purple ones, I think we're going to go ahead and harvest as well. I don't know where it went. Yeah, it's just a little guy. There's just one little hole here. I'm sure there'll be some bits that are edible. If not, it's definitely worth me looking into. And there is just blooms and buds all over this stuff. So it's very frustrating that we're going to be getting this frost when we have so much still going on here, and then it's just going to warm right back up. So this is the gamble with fall gardening, or just having productive plants that get a second wind through fall, is sometimes fall turns to winter super quick, and then you're left making choices. That's a pretty one. This one's rather small, but we will take it. It's just about ripe. Now we're just going to take this itty bitty one as well. Well, I hope y'all can see I've got you balanced on that really big eggplant. So don't fall over. Look, there's a lovely one here too, hopefully you can see. But I think that one should be good underneath the frost fabric. I'm hoping to at least get these few plants through this little ugly weather, and then finish the harvest once everything is good and ready. So I'm going to just tuck these little plants in, and then when either my husband or my son get home, or both, we'll run out here, and we probably need to sort the chickens' cage as well. But I've got a lot of basil here as well. I'm going to chop a bunch of that so it's not as tall. Well, I'm going to wait for that. Let's check the other side for eggplant. Look. Ooh. That was one of them leaf-footed bugs, I believe. Hope it was an assassin bug. I didn't look good enough. I really should have. But these I think I'm going to take, because this variety just doesn't get as big. So let's see. I feel like there's another one in here, and I've got these planted so densely. Oh look, another little white one, and I keep getting little ants that are bothering the eggplant. So I'm going to take it now because there's no damage on it, and I can see at the base of that there's just a bunch of ants. All I can think is that maybe they've been super desperate this year. Not that I'm some expert in eggplants, but I just can't imagine why they'd come eat that. There's another one in there. I can't tell which variety that is because we're all in the middle of everything, so I can't even see labels. But look, we've got cucumbers trying to grow. So there's just no way I'll be able to protect them up on a trellis like that. Lovely flowers, and there are a few little fruits on here too somewhere, which I can't see right now. So fingers crossed we might be able to get some more of those, and we do have beans in there as well. So at least this row and this row, although, can you tell what happened? We planted all this out, and there's only a few little seedlings left because the chickens keep getting out. So we need to work on that too, because I've came up with a plan and we need to fix their area anyway, so we might as well fix the problem too. So this tarp has only lasted maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And the problem is they jump from over there on top of here and then run across it and then back over each way. So as they run back and forth over it, they're wearing out the tarp faster than it normally would as they grip and run across it. Well, now they're going to have nothing to protect them inside their hoop coop, because look, That goes straight into their egg boxes. Which, oh Lord, sister has got so many eggs in there. Y'all want to see? Look at all those eggs. At least our chickens aren't broody right now. This right here is why we ended up with unexpected babies. But it's quite lovely, isn't it? All them eggs. Some more of the okra has fallen over. But the ones that did fall over, like this one, are still growing okra. And this one has actually went from growing this way to now turning and growing straight up right here, which I find is very interesting. So we really need to see what little bits we have like that as well on the okra, because it's the next 2 mornings about 7 a.m. that it could freeze. And I'm busy at 7 a.m. and I do have some really big ones on here that I decided to leave for seed, mainly in case somebody else needs some seed, because I'm pretty sure I'm good on that. But I don't want to be running out here trying to protect plants on school mornings. So hopefully I'll have some help in a little bit, but we have a busy night. So I'm trying to prepare lovely okra. By the way, it's Halloween. And we've already done most of our like trunk or treat type things. But we have plans to go see a movie tonight. Plus, we've been babysitting my grandmother's dog. So now we gotta return grandmother's dog, bring birthday presents to my parents, and make a movie that starts at 6:10. Sister doesn't even get home until 4:20. That girl needs to feed her chickens, get her eggs, probably do some dishes because she's a little behind on that too since we were so busy this weekend. And we're going to be rushing. But I've got most of the truck packed. And now I'm trying to run around here because I got off work early. One of those days is a blessing to get off work so early. About an hour and 30 minutes early. So I could run around here and do more stuff and take y'all with me. But anyway, happy Halloween. Let me know in the comments if you celebrate Halloween or not. And I'm just looking at all these tomatoes. I went and got another basket because I don't want to squish my tomatoes. But I'm wondering, well, for one, let me know what you do with green tomatoes, because I've never ever had this problem. Some of these are tiny, and I don't know all the varieties I have. But I'm going to pick everything I can. And then the cherry tomatoes, I'm going to pick in a little cluster. And we'll see what'll ripe and what won't ripe. Oh, that just breaks my heart. All these flowers coming in for this lovely little cluster. But I've never had this problem before because I've never had such late tomatoes. It's usually a struggle after summer. Now there is a whole mess of cherry tomatoes down there. And I'm going to see if I can find... Ooh, I have some cardboard. Maybe I can put cardboard around it. And we'll see if that'll protect them enough. And then anything up higher, I don't think I can protect those. So we're going to have to take anything that's up, and then we'll try to protect everything that's low. Hopefully we can stuff some of these in here. And keep them warm that way. The horrible thing is that it's windy as well, so I just don't know if this is going to work. But it might. Add one more for good luck, I guess. All through there. And I know I'm going to miss some because every time I go from one side, I see more on the other side. And this one has a bug damage, so I'm going to throw it to the chickens. So I wonder if these can be like vine ripened tomatoes. I seriously doubt they're going to ripen because they're not fully grown. But I guess it's very much worth a try. And if not, I do know fried green tomatoes are delicious. Maybe we'll even try roasted green tomatoes. But I think I might have enough to do a whole other kind of recipe. I'll tell you what, I'm just really happy that I left these tomato plants to test out to see if they would start fruiting again after that extreme heat, because I wouldn't have anything if I had yanked them up. So it was very fun to see that they're going to do stuff. I just found these on the ground. So either my dogs or the chickens have knocked them. So we're going to check right here too. Because all this is very heavy again. Oh yeah. So we're going to take it. Because I feel like I'm going to end up breaking these plants. Trying to get them to bend this way. I need to check that one and then maybe I can tuck it in this way to put the frost fabric over. But if they're pretty good size, I'm going to take them. Especially if they're hanging over the side. Like that. It's hard to say. Yeah, there's a few little ones on there. Oh, and I snapped it. That's what I was hoping not to do. So now, none of these flowers that are on here are going to do me any good. So I might as well check through and just take what I can. Don't be like me. And break your plants. That's horrible. I think I will go through and top quite a bit of this basil. Quite a bit of that basil. I'll cut it off because for one, the bunny loves it and I don't need it. Plus it's starting to look rather rough. Some of it's gone to seed, but she doesn't seem to mind basil that has gone to seed at all. So we'll give our bunny a bouquet. That's a lot of basil. Look at all that. I can't tell you how much basil I've harvested this year. And I grew Genovese, holy basil, and lime basil this year. I think even lemon basil, but that didn't get a whole bunch of harvest. So, basil did well. Look at all that. Wow. That is a ton of tomatoes. This plant has produced so much tomatoes this year. So I definitely want to plant these again because they are so productive for me. And they're great for paste tomatoes. They're like actually highly sought after for chefs. So I feel quite blessed that these do good here. And I'm trying to find a slicer that does good here. We don't eat a ton of slicers, so it doesn't have to be super productive. I just want it to not be watery, just super tomatoey, not too acidic. So if you know something, let me know. That can handle the heat and humidity that we get around here. They're so pretty, even green. Alright, so I went down this whole side as well, and I'll show you how much we've gotten. That is, I would say, a pretty productive harvest. Probably 1.5 gallons of tomatoes, maybe 2 gallons. I'm not sure. Before we get going, I just want to show you the size of this eggplant. The variety is Aswad, ASWAD, something like that. But it is massive. I want to try to get a weight on it. I know my scale. The battery's about to die. Wow. I mean, if it maxed it out in grams, the scale won't even read it. Jeez. Okay, he's went to go get another set of scales out of his shed that can hold more weight, but in the meantime, look, there's another one growing. Yeah, this is going to make a pastaless lasagna tonight. So I need to get this weighed and get it cut up. Alright, another set of scales that can take more weight. That is 804 grams. Or 1.12 ounces. 1 pound, 12 ounces. That is a massive eggplant. What you think?
That's a monster.
It is a monster. Yeah, I'm impressed with that. Anyway, thanks for spending time with me. If I get to do this tarp tonight, I will take you along and show you my ideas on how to stop the chickens for one, tearing up the tarp for another, stop tearing up my garden. But if not, thank you for spending time with me in this crazy moment in my life. And as always, I appreciate your time and everything you do, helping our channel grow. It's been lovely to be sharing all of this with you guys. And love you, bye-bye.